Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do my project 10 uses update / shop my stash. So what I do is I shop my stash, and then the items that I pick for my shop my stash I want to use 10 times or more before I roll them out to the next one. So if something I haven't used 10 times within that shop my stash month, then I'll keep it in until, I do use it at least 10 times. If I get to like 8 or 9 times, then I potentially may roll it out. It really depends on the product, if I want to keep going at it, or if it's a product that I absolutely hate and I already have an opinion about, then I will not force myself just to use it 2 more times within a month because it's kind of wasted. But yeah, so what I do now is I try to go through as fast as I can through all the products that I've used this month in this project. It does take a bit of time. You can skip ahead to the shopping my stash part. That will be probably a shorter part of the video, but you'll get to see my stash and it's all fun and games from there. But I have a lot rolling out again this month, and I'm really enjoying this way that I'm doing the project, because when I did shop my stash before, I might use the product maybe 2 times in the month, and then I just switch it out, and this way I'm actually using it quite a lot and I'm getting a really good feeling of the item if I like it, or I'm just getting more use out of it if I want to try and project pan it or anything like that. So yeah, it's actually been really enjoyable. I try to include new items with old items, just have a mixed bag of it. But yeah, I think I'm rolling out maybe half of the items today, so that's exciting. I also have eyeshadow palettes in here, so yeah, let me get started because it's going to be a long one. Okay, I'll start with this mascara. This mascara is absolutely hideous, and I'm actually going to be decluttering it. So this is the Winnie Mega Volume 5D. I rolled it in last update. I have used it 6 times. I'm not going to use it. I mean, I used it 6 times, and that was more than enough for me. The problem that I have with this is, can you see how much product is on there just from pulling it out? And can you see all of that product there? It is far too messy, far too clumpy. The stopper does not stop it. It's like ink as well. If I get it on my fingers, it literally just stains my fingers. It is not a product that I want to keep at all. So I'm going to be decluttering this. It was a very, very cheap item that I found in a local store, and I wanted to test it out. And now I know that I should not test it out. So yeah, this one I'm going to be decluttering. If you do spot anything like this from Winnie Mega Volume 5D, anything that says that, please avoid it. It's also like been rubbing off. It's just like the cheapest, worst item that I've ever used, and I'm going to get rid of it. Oh, I feel so much better now. Okay, the rest, like, there's nothing else like that in here. Everything else is pretty good. All right, so the next one is the my Glowish blush from Huda Beauty. I rolled this in last update as well. I have the shade Caring Coral. I've only used this 4 times, so we're really not going to see like any dip or anything or any difference. I have a lot of blushes rolled in to other projects, and I'm just finding that this one is a little too similar to my L'Oreal lip blush, which I'm really desperately trying to finish off. It has just the tiniest bit left. So I'm going to keep this in another month, see how well I do. Need to use it 6 more times. I potentially could do that, but yeah, this one doesn't really have too much going for it. The next one though is my Glowish powder from Huda Beauty, which I'm trying to find with my eyes. Here it is. This one here. This one I have the shade Fairlight. This is number 2. And I always said, oh, this is lovely. I love this formula. A lot of people don't like it. I love this powder, but I wanted to get one that was lighter because this is number 2. I want to get number 1, but actually I like this, and I think this is perfect for me right now. I might get the lighter one for winter, but this is like a good all year round. So you can see I have a pretty nice significant dent in this. I have used this 16 times this last month. I just really like this powder. It's the only powder where I'm like, oh, I really like that. And I don't know what it is. I don't know why I really like it. I just think it is, I don't know, it's not very glowy. Like, I know it's called the Glowish, but I think what it is, I like the way it makes my skin look. It does give a really nice sort of, it is a pretty satin sheen, but it's really not. It's just like, it kind of just airbrushes my skin, and you know, I think some people it doesn't work and some people it does, but for me it does definitely feel like it's doing a little bit of airbrushing in places that I don't particularly like around sort of my mouth area, and also my my forehead. You know, I frown a lot. On camera it's not very noticeable, but I do have a lot of fine lines, and this really just makes it look so pretty. So this one I am going to be rolling out, but I love it. I loved it when I first tried it, and I still really like it, so I recommend getting it. The next one that I have is this Essence bronzer. This is the Hello Good Stuff Matte and Glow Bronzer with Cocoa. This one is also rolling out. I've used it 12 times. And the embossing is completely different. You would have seen there's like two little leaves there, or like, oh, they're like, oh, it's like a cocoa with a leaf. I don't know, but you can hardly see it though. So I've definitely rubbed it away from using it. You know, it's nice. I think the more I've used it, the more I've enjoyed it. It definitely smells like cocoa. It smells like some sort of chocolate. It's nice. So I'm going to be rolling out. You know what? I just don't have like a huge opinion about bronzers. I feel like a lot of them do the same thing, and unless it's the color is just completely off, then I think, you know, yeah, that's fine. It bronzes my face. I don't really care too much. So that one is one of those where it does the job. You know, I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I think it's just a good bronzer. Okay, so the next one is a highlighter. So this is a Kiko Milano highlighter. But I have all the broken pieces in here. So yeah, and basically I think it was like the Shadow of the Moon or something. I don't really remember what the highlighter is called. I'll put it up on the screen. But this one I have only used 7 times. So I'm going to be keeping it in. I think I want to use a little bit more. I really want to just get rid of this product, and yeah, I definitely could have used it more. I just kept looking at it and be like, no, it's such a faff. It's just such a faff, but no point me keeping it in here if I'm not going to use it. So that one I'm keeping in. Next up is my Ofra primer. So I have actually just rolled this into my Partners in Cream project because I really can't stand it. So I am rolling it out of this project because I have used it 16 times this month so far now. And this is where we are. This was brand new when I rolled it in. Look how much shows. Like, that is crazy. I don't know why there's so little product in this. There's supposed to be 30 ml, and it looks like there isn't. So I don't really know what's going on. The reason I don't like it is the scent and not just the overall smell. I like cucumber, but I don't like this. I just think it smells kind of off. As a primer though, it's really nice, so it's such a shame, but I do want to roll it out. It's just something I don't want to keep sticking, you know, I just don't want it sticking in my stash or keeping in my stash. I don't know what I'm saying. I just don't want to keep it for it to maybe smell funkier and weirder. So that's why I'm actually project panning it now in my Partners in Cream. So you will see it on my channel, but it is going to be rolled out today. Next one is my Milk bronzer, which, to be fair, I don't really have any sort of opinion on. I have used this 5 times, and you'd think after 5 times I'd have some kind of opinion. What I do think happens is I put it on, it blends out beautifully, but almost to the point where sometimes I feel like it blends into nothing. Like, I don't think it's that pigmented. I don't know. I have the shade Baked, so maybe that's why, but yeah, I don't know. There's no, like, it just looks a little gross at the moment, but that's kind of where I am. I haven't rolled it down or like rolled it up or anything. I'm still at the starting point, but I think it's a really beautiful product in terms of like usage. Like, it's really easy to use because it blends out so nicely, but maybe I was expecting a little bit more, like the ABH one. Is it the ABH one? Yeah, it's the ABH one, right? Yeah, that one I have and I really love, and that one does have pigment. This one has pigment when I put it on, but then when I blend it out, it's just like, well, where did it go? It looks a little bronzy, but I don't know, I just don't have a strong opinion about it. Okay, the next one is my Revlon Candid Concealer. This one, I don't know. I have the shade Vanilla 010. It's okay. I'm going to be rolling this out. I have used it 17 times, but I don't really think I like it. I just used it because I had it to use, you know, and I didn't really have any other concealer that I was necessarily working on at the time, but I don't really particularly like it. I know that Make Me Up Miss uses it as an eyeshadow primer. I don't use anything to prime my eyeshadow. Maybe I should start trying that. I think it's an okay concealer. I just think it's a bit thick, and for me, and it's not super brightening, so I probably want a shade maybe even lighter if there is one to have that brightening effect. It's a little bit too much my tone, so you know, I don't know, maybe I'm just using it wrong, but I just think it's kind of like a meh product. Next up, I've got a lipstick. This is the Estee Lauder Pure Envy. Yeah, Pure Envy. I've only used this 4 times, so I'm going to be keeping it in. I do like it. I just kind of kept forgetting about it, so there's not a huge amount of progress on this one, but I do like it. Next up, I've got my CBD concealer from Primark. This one is so nice. It's a color corrector. It goes on green, but it really does like brighten my under eyes. I really like this. And I actually just, because I like this so much, I actually bought another green color corrector concealer to see if I would like it at all. Gosh, it's gone very dark. There, I've just tried to fix the lighting. Hopefully that looks okay. Anyway, but yeah, this one I have used, how many times? 14 times this month. So I'm going to be rolling this one out. I really like that, you know, I haven't just hit to 10 uses and then stopped using it. A lot of these I've actually used quite a bit just because, you know, I've wanted to, or it's just like got into a habit of doing it. That just means I'm just using my items more, which is really good to see. Okay, next up is a lip product. This is the Colourpop Luxe Lip Oil in Paper Pansy. I think this is so nice. I've used this how many times? I feel like I use this way more. Okay, this month I've used it 12 times. Last update though, because it was in the project last month, I used it 6 times. So I have used it almost 20 times, which is okay. I mean, I think that's pretty decent. But yeah, this is really nice. It's a really nice lip oil, and I put it on if I just want a nude look and my lips kind of need a little bit of nourishment. I think it's really nice. It doesn't rub away too fast, and my lips do really enjoy it, and it's got a little bit of a hint of a pink color, but I'm going to be rolling that one out because that one is done. Next up, I did roll in my NYX soft matte in Tokyo. This one I have only used twice, so I'm going to be keeping it in. I just didn't feel the need to use it this month. I don't know, I don't think that there was ever a time that it kind of worked with my eyeshadow. So I think that's just an issue with rolling in a lot of lip products. Some of them just don't really work out, and some of them you gravitate to more. So this one I'm going to be keeping in. The next one is my Fenty lip gloss from, oh, sorry, not from, but in the shade Fussy. I also had this one last month. So last month I used this twice. This month I have used it 8 times. So I've used it 10 times in total. I really do like it. It's just I was reaching for my Luxe lip oil way more if I wanted a glossy look. But I really do like that formula. I think it's delicious. The smell is absolutely divine. Yeah, it's really nice. So recommend anyone trying that if you haven't. Next up, I've got another lip item, which is my L'Oreal XOXO Rose Toned in the shade 303, and this one I've only used twice this month. So this one's another one where I just didn't want to reach it. Last month I used it 4 times, so definitely used it like less times this month. So that's just a total of 6 times. I think I'm going to keep it in because, you know, it's not enough times for me to feel like I've got the value from it. So yeah, I'm going to keep my NYX one in. I'm going to keep my L'Oreal one in. I've got an eyeliner that I rolled in last time as well. This is also from Primark. This one I have used 6 times. It is like a dusty baby pink, but the 6 times that I used this, I was struggling to figure out how to use it. how to make it work. It doesn't go in my waterline. It just will not go in my waterline. And it's so pale and light that it doesn't really work anywhere else. So I was trying to use it, but it just didn't look good. So I think what I'm going to do is declutter this because it's a very, very old item. I do not ever see myself finishing it because I just I don't have a use for it. It's not like a black one where I could just pop on. And if I could put it in my waterline, then I would absolutely keep it. But because of the color and because I can't put it in my waterline, I have no use for it. So I'm actually going to declutter this one as well. All right, next up, I've got foundation, the e.l.f. Camo Concealer Foundation, or no, Camo CC Cream Foundation. This one I have in the shade Fair 120. I have used this 14 times. I'm going to be rolling it out. I definitely feel like there's less product. There's probably only about that much product left, so I might roll this into a project pan at some point. But I was using this as a concealer because it was so thick and so bright. As a foundation, at the moment, it's just too light for me. This is good for the winter, but right now it's a little bit too thick for like spring, summertime that I'm sort of, you know, experiencing right now. And I do have a little bit of a tan and this just does not work. So yeah, I used it enough times to roll it out, but I was using it quite a bit as a concealer. Next up, I've got my Kiko Milano blush. This one I have not used 10 times, but I'm going to be rolling it out. I had it in the project last month. Let me just see how many times I used it. I used it 5 times last month and only 3 times this month. I just didn't want to pull it. I don't know. This is from the Blossoming Beauty range and it is the Lovely Mauve number 3. It's very, very beautiful. It doesn't look any different. I swear, it really doesn't look very different. And I just didn't feel like pulling this. And when I did, to be honest, I think it looks beautiful, but I'm not blown away by this blush, if I'm being honest. Otherwise, I would have used it way more. So I am going to be rolling it out, but I am a little bit disappointed in it, which is a shame. Okay, next up, I've got my Lime Crime Liquid Lipstick. I had this in another project and I rolled it out of that project as well. But for this project, I only used it 4 times. And last month, I used it twice. And then the previous month, I had used it 3 times. So I've gone 3, twice to 4. I'm rolling it out. I'm just not going to deal with it anymore. I do not want to use it anymore. I did use it as a blush a couple times because somebody recommended that, I think in one of my other videos, maybe not the Project 10 Use video, but it actually works really nice as a liquid blush. And that's probably where I'm going to put it in my Shop My Stash area. But yeah, this one, no good for me. All right, on to the exciting stuff. Let's talk about the palettes. So I have a face palette that I pulled in, which is from Douglas. This is the All Glow Highlighting Palette. So this one I've actually used 8 times in total. I have used every single shade. I think I want to keep it in because I'm really enjoying it. I keep turning my light off and on because it keeps getting really dark, so apologies for that. But anyway, this is what it's looking like. It is very, there is quite a bit of a glare there, but anyway, so yeah, you can see that there is a disturbance now on all of these shades. I actually used this shade as a bronzer and it was really nice. It worked quite nicely as a bronzer. I used this as a blush topper. The rest of them I did use as highlights or inner corners. I will tell you which ones I've used the most. So this one I've only used once, this one I used twice, this one I've used once, this one, yes, this one I used twice, this one I've used once, and then this one I used 3 times. This one I have used a little more than all the rest, but definitely have enjoyed every single shade. I really, really like this highlighting palette. When I get like palettes like this or face palettes, there's usually one shade where I'm just never going to be able to make it work. But because this bronzer is really pretty, I can make it work. And I know I've decluttered bronzers like this before, but it does sheer out quite a lot. And also because I'm, it's not winter right now, so I am able to enjoy it and get a little bit more bronzy or glittery than I would normally in the winter. So right now it's the perfect time to play with this, and I'm going to keep it in. Even though I've used it 8 times and used every single shade, I'm just going to keep it in because I want to. So yeah, that one's staying for another month. All right, and then eyeshadow palette. So I had the Artemis from Alter Ego rolled in last month, and then I did my update on that. Not last month, 2 months ago. I did my update on that last time. I hadn't touched every single shade at that point. I have now. So now I am ready to roll this out. I've also used the palette enough times to be able to roll it out. So last time I'd only used it 3 times because I had some other palettes that I was using. This month I've used it 9 times, so that's 12 times in total that I've used this in the last 2 months. And yeah, I've used every single shade. So I will just put up on the screen what it looks like and how many times I've used the shades this month, and then maybe also like the total times I've used the shades in total, because there's a lot of pans here and this video is already really long and I'm sure you don't want to hear about them all. But the yeah, definitely the shade that I liked the most, or I used the most, is Obscure here. I really like this side of the palette where you've got like more of the grungy greens and the taupey shades and the yellows. I think that works really, really nicely. I do struggle with the warmer side, I have to admit, because maybe on camera they don't look too similar, but in person when I'm looking at them, I find some of these shades way too similar to each other. And even if they're a little bit off in terms of the tone, the way that I would use them on my lids kind of ends up looking the same. So I do think there's a little bit of redundancy in this palette, unfortunately. I think it could have been maybe an 18 pan palette instead of, what is this, 36? No, 28. So I think, yeah, they could have cut out maybe 10 shades and I would have been quite happy with it, and it wouldn't have felt as I don't know, redundant. I do think that it's really stunning, and they do have some special shades. They have these cream to powder, so they're trying to be like Natasha Denona and mirror that. I don't think that their cream to shadow is as good quality as Natasha Denona, but I do appreciate that they have done that to the extent of trying to dupe it. I think some of the shimmers are really beautiful. There's not a huge amount of, I don't think there's really any duochromes or anything like that, but I do think that they're all quite stunning and pretty, and you can do a really nice neutral, beautiful look, or you have a few pop of colors or like grungy tones, but you do have this red, you have some blues and some definitely darker tones that you can use. So yeah, I've had fun playing around with it, but I have felt a few times like, where am I going to go? Because all I wanted to do was the grungy looks, but I had to use every single shade at least once, because that's like, you know, I wanted to like use the palette in its entirety, just get a feel for it. And my feeling really is a lot of these shades don't need to be in the palette, which is unfortunate. Alright, and the last thing that I'm going to be updating before I shop my stash is my Club Nebula palette. I rolled this in last time and I have used this 4 times, so it is going to be staying in. It looks like this. I will put up on the screen how many times I've used the shades. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. There's no standout shades, to be honest, but it's no surprise that this bottom row I've used, I think, a little bit more than all the rest, but I have done some pretty stunning looks, and I have to say, I think I've fallen in love with this palette, because if you are familiar with my channel and the time of when I got this, which was a year ago when it came out, I wasn't always a fan of it because I just felt like I couldn't really use these darker tones, but now I figured out a way that will work for me. I also am really into like jewel tones at the moment, like greens and blues. I don't know what's happened, but I really am. So yeah, I really enjoyed playing with it and just having it available to me, so that I might just like jump in and grab one of these gorgeous shimmers, because they really are gorgeous. I will say I have noticed that they crease quite a lot. So I don't know if you've used Kaleidos before. This is my only Kaleidos palette that I have, but I have started to notice which brands crease on me and which brands don't. And unfortunately, these do crease on me, and some of them do blend away fast. Now, I don't use an eyeshadow primer, so that's probably why. So I need to test it out, but if you're someone like me that doesn't really use eyeshadow primers, or you know, just go straight in, then yeah, just to let you know, that's what I've been experiencing, but that might just be normal. I have noticed though, you know, some other eyeshadow palettes from different brands where they have gorgeous shimmers and they don't crease on me, so it's not just because I don't use eyeshadow primer, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's my update. That one's staying. So yes, let's go shop my stash, and we will see what we're going to do. Hey everyone, so this is actually 4 days later, but I'm going to finally film my little shop my stash section. I have a feeling of what I want to pick. So in terms of like lip products, I did get these 2 new lip products from ON LOOKFANTASTIC in my mystery box. I don't want to pull both of them. I got the Perfect Plum and I also got Ripe Papaya. I think I'm going to pull Ripe Papaya. I just think it's so beautiful. It's like the color that I would want to wear right now, so I'm going to pull that one. It is a liquid lipstick, so it's a little bit drying, but I do want to also pull a lip oil from Colourpop. I was really enjoying this one, the Paper Pansy one, so I want to pull another one. This one's clear. This is Dewdrop, and I think this is from their Wild Nothing collection, but yeah, I'm going to pull this. I think also I want to pull another one. This is more of a peachy one. It's called Peachy Keen. Yeah, I'm going to pull this one as well. Let's see, in terms of lipsticks, I do have quite a few in the project already I'm working on, so I'm not sure if I want to pull too much else. I might pull my Beauty Bay. This is in the shade Tea, and it's just a really beautiful nude. I don't seem to have a nude out at the moment, so I'm going to pull this one as well. Actually, let me swatch it so you can see, but it's a really beautiful nude, and I'm going to take that one out. And I think that is it for this drawer. Actually, this one should be over there. Yeah, these are lip oils and lip balms, and those are lip glosses, although honestly, they kind of feel the same to me. All right, moving on. So primers are in the middle here. You know what? They're actually getting down. I do have I think maybe 3 primers out, but gosh, this section, you used to not be able to see everything, and now I can see everything, and it makes me feel so much happier because I'm really just like really trying to get through my primers. I'm going to take this one out. This is the Figs and Rouge Satin Soft Blurring Primer. I've tried this once before. I actually really like it. It doesn't feel like there's a huge amount in here, and yeah, I'm going to take this one out. Concealers are over here. So I do have this new concealer. This is a green concealer. I guess it's a color corrector. I pulled this out because I was really enjoying my Primark green one I've just obviously rolled out, and I thought I'd try something new. This is also in my local supermarket. My label is like everywhere. I guess it's just a local brand, but I do want to take out my new Wet n Wild Photo Focus concealer and corrector just to test it out. And I also want to take out my freckle pen that I got from She Glam because I have some freckles now and I would like to make them a little bit more prominent. So I'm going to take this one out. In terms of powders, I could take my NYX Duo Chromatic one. I just really love the look of this. I just think it's so stunning and it gives a beautiful sort of sheen on the skin. But I also feel like pulling out the Essence Brighten Up. So I don't know, should I pull them both out? I mean, obviously this one is not going to show much, it just goes under the eyes, but I think I'm going to take both of them out because I don't usually put this around my face, but this one I can put to give an extra glow. It's kind of like a highlighter and powder in one, but I like to use it as a finishing powder. So yeah, I'm going to take actually both of these out. Okay, and then for foundation, I do want to take this out. This is more like a skin tint. It's a tinted water cream from L'Oreal. It's kind of trying to be like the Charlotte Tilbury one. However, I have it in the shade medium, so it's a little bit too dark normally, but right now it actually works. So I do want to take it out now. I have tried it once and it's got SPF, so I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to take that one out for just a very lightweight coverage. And then I also want to take something out that has a little bit more oomph to it. And I think it's about time that I take the Urban Decay Hydromaniacs. I haven't used this in a while. And I just want to figure out if I still like it. I have the 20, so actually it's going to probably be a little bit light. But I do still have my NYX out. That's pretty dark, so I can mix the two. So yeah, I'm going to take this one out as well. All right, so this is my cheek drawer. It is a little bit of a mess. I don't like the way it looks, but you know, I just work with it. So I've got sort of powder blush here. I've got cream blush here. I've got cream bronzer here. I've got liquid highlighters, powder highlighters, bronzers. So yeah, let's see. I think I want to take this one out because it's a really nice duo, but I want to take it out specifically for the blush, but I think I will obviously go into the highlighter. It's the Coral blusher and Sunkissed highlighter from May. I just really want to pull this bright, beautiful blush out at the moment and play around with it. I just think it's really beautiful for this time of year. So yeah, I'm going to take that one out. And the highlighter is actually pretty good. Yeah, I think it's pretty nice. So I'm going to take this one out. I also feel like taking a cream blush out, as crazy as I am. This is from Phase Zero. It's the Arabian Nights cream blush. I really like this. Again, it's more like a coral. Oh, should I take it though? It's very similar to, I do have the e.l.f. cream one that I'm working on, but this is a lot more pinky than the e.l.f. The e.l.f. is a lot more peachy. You know what? I think I am still going to take it out. It might take me a couple months to use it up for 10 times, but yeah, I still want to take it out. All right, moving on to highlighters. I did get my mystery box from Odin's Eye, so I got this one as well from it. This is the Norns Mesmerizer Veil of Future highlighter. This is really beautiful. So this looks like, it's kind of got some goldy pink to it, if I recall. It's really beautiful. Yeah, look at that. That's really stunning. So I want to take that one out and play around with it. I just think it's got a gorgeous glisten to it. So yeah, really happy that I got this. And I think for bronzers, let me think about this. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Just did that one. I don't really want to use the Technique. I don't want to use Essence again. I've got these two back here. I've got these two in front. I might pull this one. This is the Ofra Americano bronzer. It's pretty dark, but I might be able to get away with it right now. If I really sheer it out. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this one out and play around with it because it was kind of on the chopping block because it is a little bit too dark, and if I can't use it, then what's the point keeping it? So yeah, actually we'll take this out now. I do kind of also want to take my ABH cream bronzer out. I'm working on the e.l.f. one in my e.l.f. quad, but I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm going to take this one out. Should I? I feel like I'm taking too much out, but I do want to use it. So yeah, I'm going to take it out. Why not? I really love it and I don't want it to go to waste. So I'm going to take this one out as well. This is in the shade Amber. All right, so this is a little bit of a miscellaneous drawer. I've got some setting sprays, mascara, eye pencils, and then face palettes. I did say last time that I wanted to take this one out in the next time, but I've taken so much out now, so I don't actually think I will take this out. I do, though, want to test out the SheGlam 3D Pro Face palette more. I've only done a first impressions and I quite liked it. So, and I also said in my first impressions, I believe that this is perfect for summertime because it is pretty lightweight. There are like some pigmentation to some of these shades, but not a huge amount where I feel like, I don't know, I just think in the summer it's going to work really nicely when I want to feel like I don't have too much on my face, but I still want that glow. So yeah, I'm going to take this one out. Those are just those three swatch right there. Really, really beautiful. The one shade though is a little bit of a dud, which is this white one here. So I need to figure out what to do with that. And then I think I also want to take this out. This is the ColourPop Creme Gel Liner in the shade Bay Breeze. And it's a really beautiful color for now. So yeah, I'm going for peachies. If you haven't already noticed, a lot of things are peachy. Okay, so this is my first eyeshadow palette drawer. And yeah, I got some new things in here that if you're not following some of my other videos, I did do a few hauls. So I've got more of the Odin's Eye mystery box items. I've got the Alva. I also got the Dandy eyeshadow palette, and I got the Alva 2 Mini Ocean, which are all really, really stunning. I don't know if it's out yet. It might be, but I've done a bingo with these two, which is kind of nice. I haven't tried the Alva yet. I also have my SheGlam Virgo palette that I have done first impressions of. Really beautiful. And I also have more palettes in here. I've got the Avocado Toast from BH Cosmetics that I have been wanting for a while, and I finally picked it up. I think I might take this out. I don't know what to pick. I kind of feel like I want these green tones with this pink. I don't know. I think I might take this out, but I also have the Blueberry Muffin palette over here as well. And I got these at the same time from Beauty Bay. on sale, and I might take this one out as well. I have to bear in mind I still have the Club Nebula out for this project. So I need to finish working on that one for like, I think I'll have what, maybe 4 or 5 more uses on that one. And then I'll have these 2 potentially. I think I'm going to do that because as much as I am excited about trying the Alva, it is just, there's a lot of pinks in here and I'm a little bit over that, to be honest. Although they do have these beautiful shades on this side as well, like sunflower. Oh, look at that. What's this golden? Oh, it's so beautiful. I don't know what to do. Oh no, this looks really pretty. Oh. Oh no, this is really pretty. I don't know, I have a dilemma. I want to take all 3 of them out. I am going to do a first impressions video on this. Oh, but should I take it out for my project 10? Maybe I shouldn't do the blueberry muffin because blueberry muffin's pretty wintry. I don't know. Oh gosh. I'm definitely going to take the avocado toast. I've already decided. I'm taking this one out, so you can't stop me. Let me just pull these to the side and I'll think about it. In this next drawer, I do have another alter ego that I'm kind of eyeing up. So when I got my Artemis, I did get these 2 as well. And I think the Canyon would be a really good one to pull for now, just for these really beautiful golds and neutrals. Oh, I think I'm going to have to pull this one. I was thinking about this last night and I really want to try it. So I'm going to pull this one. So that means I'll have these 2 in the palette with my Club Nebula. And then what do I do with these? Do I pull one of these out? I'm definitely going to do first impressions on that. I should obviously do first impressions on that, but should I take the whole thing out or wait? Oh, it's just so hard. I don't know. I want to avoid taking too much out because I'll never work on them. That's the thing. Like, there's no point taking too much out, but I do want to work on them. All right, I've decided that I'm not going to pull these out today. I just think that it would be overkill and I can play with them in a different video. You know, it doesn't have to be for this project. So you'll see them some other time in another project. I guarantee it. So yeah, I'll leave that there. I do want to, however, pull something else out of here. I want to pull my Lottie London out. This is a pressed, actually not, it's a loose pigment. This is the Golden Hour. And it's really lovely. When I first got this in a glossy box, I was like, what the hell? What am I going to do with this? Because I didn't have any pigments like this. But it is stunning. Look at that. I've taken way too much. But can you see that? That is so beautiful. And look, I took way too much out. But that is stunning. So I'm going to take that out and play around with it. Because honestly, I've never used it on my lids. And I want to. All right. So these are the items that I have picked to add on to all the items I'm already working on. And then obviously a lot of these are all of the items I'm working in projects, believe it or not. It's quite a lot, but yeah, I think I have a nice mix of new to me and old to me items in here. Items I've never tried, items I maybe tried once, and then items that I do like but I just haven't used in a while. So yeah, that is my Shop My Stash / Project 10 Uses project. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.